Hi, this is Billie Beene. Here's another segment of Truth by Billie Beene special report. Today's date, August 18, 2022. New in June. My equipment and my old YouTube channel went away. This is a new YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. Episode 369, Nukes in Ukraine, Europe, and the Russian Map. So, some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot Subscriber, Jim Willie, a recent interview by David Nino Rodriquex on Beforeitsnews, Scott Ritter, Alex Christeferou, Alexander Mercouris, Military Summary, Gene Decode, Israeli News Live, Judy Byington. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, I have a Patriot subscriber who said in Zaporozhye, the military has detectors or a system, and they can detect missiles and change the course. Pray against Zaporozhye. That's right. Let me get a map going for us, because it's all about maps today. In this segment, I put out a previous segment that was talking about nukes in an application called Nuke Map. That was pretty interesting, but this is I'll demonstrate a map that's put together by Russia. Okay, so here is Crimea, Luhansk, Donetsk, Kiev. We have Crimea. We have, this is Odessa, Kherson, Nikolaev, Zaporozhye. We have Russia. We have Turkey. We have Belarus. We have Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Kaliningrad. In this area, we have Finland, Sweden, Norway. This is water. Then we have Poland, Slovakia, Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, and then over in this area we have Germany, Italy, France. All right, now Judy Byington is bringing this out in her report August 18 that global governments are stockpiling food and water, ammo, and other things, getting ready for what appears to be an extinction level event. I have Alexander Mercouris. He's a London journalist who says the attack on the power plant in Zaporozhye is being done by Ukraine to cause a nuclear accident. Russia is reinforcing, they're putting more troops there and adding air support and other things. And we're seeing, they had also been trying to attack Crimea. So some of this is an overlap to attacks in Crimea. They're using drones, and I had a Patriot subscriber just from Crimea, yesterday or the day before, said, yeah, watch out for drones. And I have information going on about that. Now, Scott Ritter, Marine, retired military analyst, says Ukraine is bombing the Zaporozhye plant. The U.S. has intel, and they know it is Ukraine who is bombing Zaporozhye. If they hit Zaporozhye, it's going to be worse than Chernobyl. Chernobyl is up here. That happened in the 1980s, and according to Dr. John Campbell, PhD nursing in England, that it eventually totally affected 5 million people because the radiation then spreads out and is carried by the wind. Okay. Now, military summary today is saying that Ukraine is asking the U.S., they want long-range missiles, 300 kilometers, which would be about 187 miles, to do two things. They want to hit Zaporozhye, and they also want to hit some kind of bridge on this part of Crimea. And on Crimea and this bridge and dam in this area, they're using drones. Israeli News Lab Stephen Ben-Nun, formerly with the CIA, now has a ministry, but regularly gets updates from the Pentagon, says the Ukraine is shelling Zaporozhye, the nuke plant. It's going, if they hit it, I'll demonstrate what Russia has put together. It's going to kill the Ukraine military, but they don't care. And that one of the reasons Ukraine continues to shell the plant is to keep money from the West coming in, also weapons. And on Zelensky, Gene Dakota has already said Zelensky's not human. And and the Ukraine people, multiple sources are saying they're fleeing Zaporozhye and they're also fleeing Crimea. They expect another attack on Crimea, apparently. The people do. All right, so Alexander Christeferou, a Greek journalist, is saying it's Ukraine who's bombing Zaporozhye and the bridge in this area. Now, there was a meeting. Today's Friday. So it today is a Thursday in the United States, but just a few days ago, there was a meeting of Erdogan. He's the head of Turkey. Yeah, I guess he doesn't want his people to be killed. Zelensky and Gutierrez, the head of the UN, and a Russian representative who came. Now, the intent of the meeting, I think it was Zelensky. Maybe Russia also asked, they want the UN to send a nuke expert. But of course, a nuke expert is not going to come while a nuke plant is being shelled in a military situation. Okay, so now I'll draw you the map that Russia put together. Let me get this cleaned up a little bit. So we have Crimea. All right. So according to the map that Russia put together, if this Zaporozhye nuclear plant explodes, there's a nuclear event. All of the people in Crimea, immediate death. Ukraine and Crimea. And then it's going to spread over to Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Kaliningrad, and then Poland, Slovakia, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Serbia, and then spread over to this part, Finland, Norway, Sweden, and then on to Europe, Germany, Italy, France, and other nations. Okay, so these people in Ukraine and Crimea most likely would die with immediate or within hours. Then these people in this area, also Turkey, it's going to spread, so maybe within days or weeks. Spread all the way over to Germany, France, England, and so on. So maybe a few weeks or months for those people to die. They anticipate it would be 10 times worse than Chernobyl. And according to Dr. John Campbell, that impacted 5 million, so I guess this would impact 50 million. So we need to be in prayer that sane heads are going to take hold here. Now, my thinking is, of course, God is in charge. I believe the alliance and the Space Force and the Russian military are going to take charge here. I do believe that there is a deep state shadow part of the U.S. government, the shadow part of the U.S. military. We understand 30% of the U.S. military is under the control of the deep state, so that leaves 70% who are not. We have the alliance of President Trump and a good 70% of the U.S. military, the Space Force, President Putin, Chairman Xi, Prime Minister Modi, and other nations. We understand now it's up to 209 nations who are part of the alliance. So I believe that combined, this situation is going to be rectified. But obviously, these Ukraine forces have to be neutralized soon. So let's be in prayer for that. So this concludes my special report. I love you, and I'll see you soon.